guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am actually really excited to be filming a video today. This video is very long overdue. Over the last year, I've been constantly getting messages in my DMs asking me how I lost the baby weight, how I bounced back. Really don't like that term, but we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna try to talk to you about what I personally did to feel like myself again after going through the whole journey that is pregnancy and postpartum. But quick little disclaimer, I am going to be talking about weight loss, about what I eat, about eating disorder. So if that is a trigger to you in any ways, please click off of this video. Another thing that I want to say is that obviously I am not a health professional, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. So if you don't agree with the way that I do things, that's totally fine. Nobody is telling you to follow my diet or my workout routine. I'm just sharing with you guys what worked for me. And the last thing that I really want to put emphasis on is weight loss is not just about what you eat. There are so many things that can affect your weight loss. For example, your hormones, your mental health, life changes, stress, sleep deprivation, and your overall just state. All these factors will affect your weight, your physical health, your mental health. So this video, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna be talking about what I did in terms of diet and workout routine, but all these other factors, I'm not gonna really get into besides one of them, which is hormonal changes, because postpartum has a lot of hormonal changes, let me tell you. Yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. So just take that into consideration when you're listening to what I'm gonna say next. And this video is not just about a number on the scale. This video is not about just losing weight. It's about feeling healthy in my body, feeling like myself again. I feel like when I became a mom, even when I was pregnant, it was just so hard to feel like myself. You feel like your body is being used by somebody else. You feel like once you give birth, you're taking care of somebody else, and you kind of lose your sense of self. And just working out, eating healthy, and seeing my body go back to where it was just helped me find a sense of self again, if that makes sense. And it took me a year and a half postpartum. I'm now like, my daughter is almost 2. So it took me over a year and a half postpartum to get to the weight that I was at pre-pregnancy. I really want to emphasize that this is not a race. Don't feel pressure to bounce back. I didn't lose any weight until 4-5 months postpartum. It took me a year and a half to get where I'm at today. It takes time. It's a long, difficult journey. So give yourself some slack. Try to not be hard on yourself and let your body do its thing. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it. Also, how cute is Bailey? Just chilling next to me on the bed. So the first thing that I want to talk about is my weight journey. So I was never really naturally very thin. I was always relatively, on the thinner side, but I was always an average BMI. I was heavier when I was a teenager, definitely, because I was not watching what I would eat. I was not exercising. I just really didn't care much when I was younger, and therefore I was heavier than I am now. So I never had a very fast metabolism. To get where I'm at today, I really had to work very hard. I had to get to know my body. I had to get to really watch what I eat, start working out consistently. So if any of you want to comment that it's just genetics, before you comment this, please, trust me when I say I wouldn't be where I'm at if I ate whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. So take it with a grain of salt, but that's just what I wanted to preface this video with. So, like I said, was never naturally thin. I had a very hard time losing weight when I was a teenager, and unfortunately developed an eating disorder. And the reason why I'm telling this to you guys is because I just want to paint a whole picture about my weight loss journey, my pregnancy, postpartum. I feel like it's all connected. So I'm not gonna go deep into it, but I did have eating disorder when I was a teenager, so around 18, 19 years old. It lasted a couple of years and I went to therapy, thankfully enough, got out of it. So anyone who struggled with an eating disorder knows that the fear of gaining weight is very, very real. And I had worked so hard to get where I was at today, and I was really scared. I feel like this is something that women do not talk about enough, but I was really scared about how I was going to react physically and mentally to pregnancy. And I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was definitely not easy. However, pregnancy definitely changed my entire view on my body. It made me have a whole new respect for my body and women's body in general. I have never felt more comfortable in my skin than I am today. I'm so proud to say that now, like over a year and a half postpartum, I used to be extremely self-conscious if I gained even a pound on the scale. But now I feel like I'm so much more forgiving with myself. I feel like every time I gain a pound, 5 pounds even, I have such a better relationship with it. And I don't react mentally like I used to react and freak out about it. I feel like seeing how I was able to lose over 33 pounds after giving birth, not only did it help me build a whole new respect for my body, but just learn to trust my body and let my body do what it does best. Anyways, I could ramble on and on, but I just wanted to start the video with letting you know that this is where I'm at today. And now, having said that, I have learned a few tips and tricks along the way that have helped me lose this weight, feel more confident in my body, feel healthy in my body. So the first part of this video is kind of gonna be my diet and what I eat on an everyday to-day basis. So my diet really didn't change much during pregnancy, even after pregnancy. I do what I call intuitive eating. So I don't follow any diet. I don't do keto, I'm not vegan. All I do is intuitive eating. So for me, what intuitive eating is, I listen to my body and I try to understand what my body needs and what my body craves. I don't restrict myself in any way, shape, or form, meaning if I crave chocolate chip cookies, I'll have chocolate chip cookies. I never restricted an entire food group. So I do not restrict in terms of what I can eat. However, I do eat foods that have a lower nutritious value, for example, desserts, in moderation. So I'll try to fill up on the healthier foods first. I try to follow the 80-20 rule. So 80% of my meals will be healthy. So I'll have either a salad, salmon, a smoothie, rice with chicken. And then once I've had my healthy meal, if I'm craving a slice of cheesecake, if I'm craving some chocolate chip cookies, I'll have some. I won't eat the entire bag. I love to have a cup of tea at night with my little sweet, whatever it is. It can be a piece of dark chocolate, it can be Chips Ahoy, it can be a little piece of cheesecake, whatever it is, I let myself indulge. The reason why I let myself have dessert at night, the reason why I let myself have pizza if I'm craving pizza for dinner, is I realize that the more I let myself have these things, the less I binge on them. If I completely eliminate these things from my diet, I literally go crazy and I end up binging on whatever it is that I cut out of my diet. So to recap what I said, it's all about intuitive eating. I let myself eat what I crave, but in moderation. And what that means is that I have smaller portions and I try to stay in a calorie deficit. Now, does that mean that I obsess over calories, that I count the calories that I'm eating? Obviously not. I simply listen to my body. Again, it goes back to the intuitive eating. I eat until I'm full, satisfied, but not until the point that I'm excessively full, meaning your stomach hurts, it feels uncomfortable, you feel like you overate. And also, it takes 20 minutes for your stomach to send a signal to your brain to let it know that it is full. 20 minutes. So what happens is a lot of people overeat because of this, and they don't let time for their body to digest the food and for the stomach to send the signal to their brain that we are satisfied, we've had enough. So what happens is, in the span of 20 minutes, which is quite a long time, a lot of people tend to overeat, which is totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with indulging from time to time. If you're going out to a restaurant with friends, you're out on vacation, you want to indulge, like, by all means, let yourself indulge. But generally speaking, you don't want to do this every single day. So try to watch your portions and let yourself be satisfied, not excessively full. And by doing those things and by following the 80-20 rule, meaning you're eating healthy 80% of the time, let yourself indulge. Eating healthy 80% of the time, you let yourself indulge. Oh my God, I can't talk today. You eat healthy 80% of the time and you let yourself indulge 20% of the time. You will just naturally be in a calorie deficit if you really listen to your body. So that's what I basically do in terms of diet, and to be able to stay on track, I try to make healthy meals that I enjoy. Meaning, if you don't like spinach, don't eat spinach. Try to eat healthy foods that I enjoy. For example, I really like sweet potatoes. I find that sweet potatoes, there's a million ways to eat them. You can eat them baked, you can eat them fried, you can do whatever you want in them, put them in a salad, eat them as french fries, and I feel like they're a healthy source of carbs. Don't be afraid of carbs, by the way, and don't be afraid of healthy fats. Like, I love avocados. Avocado oil is so good for you. I put it on my salads. Like, I put a lot of vinaigrette on my salad. You need carbs to survive. You need healthy fats to survive, so do not be afraid of eating those types of food. To give you an idea of like what I would eat, I love salads. I love putting avocado in my salads. I love putting some feta cheese in my salad, some pine nuts. Another thing that I love eating are smoothies. I'll link my favorite smoothie recipe. I actually made it on TikTok, so I'll have the link down here. It's a banana avocado smoothie and I am obsessed with it. I love it. It tastes so good. I have it probably 2 to 3 times a week. Another thing that you should invest in, and that's something that I don't see a lot of people talk about, but it is an air fryer. I cannot tell you how much an air fryer is useful. First of all, you can throw anything in there and it'll make it taste good. Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, chicken, burgers, like anything you want to throw in that air fryer. First of all, you're not using a lot of oil, so already you're saving calories on that. And also it makes food that wouldn't be as tasty, like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. You put that shit in the air fryer. It's so much easier to eat healthy foods when you're actually enjoying what you eat. So experiment with different recipes. So yeah, invest in an air fryer. I think I got mine on Amazon for literally like 60 bucks or something. So really not that expensive. You can find smaller ones even for cheaper than that. So yeah, I'll have the link to the one that I personally use in my description, in the description box down below. So go check it out if you're interested in that. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about in terms of diet is I try to not eat too late at night. So I usually have my dinner, if I can, around 7 p.m. Unless I'm going out to a restaurant with friends or something like that, obviously. But usually if I'm home, I have to eat my dinner earlier, around 6:30, 7. And if I'm hungry later, I'll have a little snack. I can have, I don't know, a little piece of dark chocolate, 2-3 chocolate chip cookies later, like around 8-9, before going to bed with my cup of tea. Now, this is something that I've been doing for, I think since I gave birth. I really got into the habit of having that nighttime cup of tea. And you can ask my husband, he makes fun of me for it, but every single night before going to bed, I have my cup of tea, usually around 9 p.m. Tea that has no caffeine, obviously, either chamomile or some type of like green tea with no caffeine in it. And it just helps me relax. It's my moment to decompress at night and indulge. I'll usually have it with some sweets, I'm not gonna lie. I either have some chocolate covered raspberries or some cookies, whatever sweets I feel like eating. I'll have those next to me in bed with my cup of tea. I'll watch a YouTube video and like that's my little treat at night, and I think I do it every night. Hot water in general, just personally, I feel like it helps move things along, if you know what I mean. So I really enjoy having that cup of tea. I think it's good for my mood, it's good for my digestion especially, and literally it just became such a big part of my nighttime routine. So highly encourage you, if you're not onto the tea trend, yeah, try to drink a cup of tea at night. I rarely ever skip a night, and I really feel like it helps in terms of cleaning out my system. All right, now that we finished talking about my diet, we're gonna talk about my workout routine and what I do in terms of getting back in shape, what types of workout, how often do I work out. So first of all, after I gave birth, I don't think I've worked out for at least 2 months. So I was cleared to work out, I think around 2 months postpartum, and I did not do any sort of exercise before that. So once I was cleared by my OBGYN to work out, I started really slow, and it was the middle of the pandemic. I gave birth July 2020. So obviously all the gyms were closed and I had a newborn baby at home. I feel like most moms, especially with a newborn, you don't really have time to yourself to go to the gym and work out, and you have to be with your baby constantly. So what I did is I simply started working out at home with a YouTube video, or my personal favorite, a workout app. The one that I use is called BBFIT. I talk about this workout app like non-stop. If you follow me on Instagram, you're probably sick of me talking about it because I literally swear by it. Bailey Brown is just amazing. I love every single one of her workouts, and this app that she created is just everything and more. Not only does it have full body workouts, it also has shorter, quick workouts, meaning if you want to target your abs, they have 5-10 minute ab workouts. Same thing for your glutes, whatever you feel like targeting that day. I swear by this app, and at the beginning of my postpartum journey, it's probably the videos that I watch like 80% of the time. So what I suggest, if you're a new mom, what I suggest you do, and that's what I did, is when I would put Kaya down for a nap, or I would just put on that workout video and try to squeeze in, even if it's just a 30-minute workout. Honestly, just 30 minutes 2-3 times a week really does make a difference. So try to work out when the baby naps. All you need is your laptop or your phone and pop on that video, a yoga mat at home. You don't need any fancy gym, any fancy equipment. Literally, it's all I did. I think for the first year of my postpartum, I just recently started going to a Pilates studio, which I'll get into, but up until January of this year, all I was doing was at home workouts. So in terms of how many times I work out a week, so I work out about 2 to 3 times a week, which is really not crazy. I don't think you need to work out 5-6 times a week in terms to be healthy and build muscle and be toned. Just working out 2-3 times a week really helps. I don't think you need to kill yourself and work out for 2 hours at the gym. I probably do 30 minutes at home and then 2 hours at the Pilates studio, because it's like 1 hour per class, and that's like my 3 classes for the week, and I really see a difference. I'm sore the next day. Like, I see my abs are more toned, more defined. My mental state is so much better. Honestly, I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I do go to the gym nowadays. It's just to feel mentally better. Like, if I'm in a weird funk, if I feel myself feeling bloated, or I'm just not feeling myself, doing a 30-minute workout makes a huge difference in my mood, in my body, in my digestion. It just literally helps everything, mentally, physically. So yeah, don't need to kill yourself at the gym. 2-3 times is enough. That's what I do. And I'll actually link down here a bunch of YouTube videos, workout YouTube videos that I absolutely love. So if you want to check those out as well, yeah, I'll have a few listed down here that you can check out. So in terms of hormonal changes, obviously once I gave birth, my hormones were all out of whack. I feel like a lot of women don't talk about it enough, but I did not feel like myself. I still feel like my hormones are not completely as they were pre-pregnancy, to be honest with you guys. A lot of things have changed in my body. Some things are more subtle than others. I won't get into it, but yeah, hormones obviously are a huge factor in terms of losing weight, your mental health. And when I was breastfeeding, because breastfeeding, you know, you're pumping out a certain type of hormone when you're feeding your baby to produce more milk, I was constantly hungry when I was breastfeeding. I don't think I've ever eaten as much, not even when I was pregnant. I was eating less when I was 8-9 months pregnant than when I was breastfeeding. I ate so much to the point that I even gained weight in the first month or 2 after giving birth, meaning that I initially, coming back from the hospital, I lost all the baby weight, all of that, water weight, And I weighed myself coming back from the hospital, and I weighed myself a couple weeks, a month or two later, and I had actually gained, not a lot, but like I had gained 4 pounds. My body just needed those extra calories and that energy to produce the milk and to feed my baby, and that's totally fine. A lot of women say that breastfeeding made them lose weight because breastfeeding does burn a lot of calories, but personally I was so hungry all the time that I just didn't stop eating, and yeah, it's just I gained weight at the end of the day while I was breastfeeding, and that's totally fine. It was all worth it because I got to feed my baby. Once I stopped breastfeeding, and that wasn't by choice, basically my body just kind of like shut down after a while. Kaya got sick and I was just under a lot of stress. I stopped breastfeeding at about 3.5, 4 months. And when I stopped breastfeeding, my hormones kind of calmed down and my appetite came back to normal. And I was eating more like regular portions for my body size. So if you're breastfeeding, FYI, it's hard to lose weight when you breastfeed, personally. That was my personal experience. Some women experience it differently. Personally, I was not able to lose weight while I was breastfeeding. To be honest with you guys, I wish I could have breastfed for longer. I absolutely loved breastfeeding. But yeah, my body just stopped producing milk after 3.5, 4 months. I was under so much stress because Kaya got sick, like I said, and my body just kind of like shut down. On its own. I didn't do it on purpose whatsoever. So, but I did notice that my appetite decreased by a lot once I stopped breastfeeding. Just FYI, I wanted to let you guys know. All right, quick little body update for you guys. So I'm just gonna show you here. So I did not really get any stretch marks from my pregnancy. Oh my God, my leggings left a weird mark, but I want to show you guys where I'm at. So this is, like I said, over 1.5 years. This is 20 months postpartum. So it took me a while to get here. This did not happen overnight. I had to work hard and work out every single week. But honestly, it paid off and I'm so proud of myself and I'm really proud of my body and how far it's come. Alright guys, and that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer each and every single one of you. And yeah, give me a follow on Instagram and on TikTok. I have so much more tips on there and so much more of like my favorite smoothie, my favorite workouts. So yeah, check those out. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.